Hey, what's going on? Can you guys please subscribe to my YouTube channel? It'd be greatly appreciated. And can you guys like the video? It'd be greatly appreciated as well. Thank you so much. And anyways, we're going to be talking about Empire. Season 3, Episode 10, Inferno. Lucius is going to take over. Lucius wants to be on top. You know what I mean? So anyways, we get to the stage and it's none other than the Remy Ma performing. I wish she would have performed Sheeta, but Remy Ma and Sticky Fingers, it was an excellent set, excellent performance. It gave me life. So anyways, we're gonna start off with Cookie and Lucius arguing. Cookie goes up to Lucius and says to him, I want sole CEO of this company. I want you to hand over this company to me for real because of your dry snitching on Angelo. And Lucius is like, this bitch is crazy. What is she talking about? That is not gonna happen. And then she was like, well, it's war. And he's like, well, it's war. And then he goes, well, if you want war, fire the shot, then fire your shot. And so we get to Andre promising Nessa that she's going to be on a track. We get to Hakeem and Becky promising Nessa that she's going to be on a track, basically. Everybody wants to be on this track with Remy Ma. I would too if I was an artist, you know what I'm saying? But anyways, so moving forward from that, and then you get to Cookie. So then Lucius is on stage and he's announcing the Inferno. He's announcing all the wonderful adventures he's going to have and how this is going to be #1. And they're going to live stream and all this other good stuff. And then a lady walks out on stage. It's none other than Leah Williams. And everybody in the crowd was like, who's that? Who's that lady? And then they see Cookie, the audience clap. And then Cookie says, this is Lucius' mother. And then the audience members were like, I thought she was dead. Did you lie, Lucius? And who's this old lady? And I thought she committed suicide. Basically, that's what the members in the audience are saying. And then Cookie gives the mic to Leah, and Leah goes, hi, my name is Leah Wilson. Leah Wilson, I think, Wilkins, something like that her last name is. And then, Thirsty sends out this Asian guy. He takes the mic and he just diffuses the situation, basically. And so Cookie goes, shots fired. You want war, motherfucker. And it's Leah Walker, actually. And Lucius is like, all right, it's all good. And then Thirsty and Lucius are walking away from the event. And Thirsty says, she is CEO of this company too. Why would she want to tear her own company down? I thought that was funny. Thought that was interesting for him to say, because when it's war and then Lucius is like, she ain't gonna stop. This ain't it. This is war. If she wants war, I'll give it to her. And Lucius is just smiling and shit. It's like he like to bring the ugliness out of Cookie. He likes it. He likes to see her all upset and mad and vengeance, because that's a part of him that lives inside of him and lives inside of her, because they are just alike, even though Cookie believes that she's not like Lucius, but they are alike. They share the same DNA. So, and after that, you see, Nessa wants to be on a showcase. So does Tiana. She wants to be on a showcase or whatever. So they're having a staff meeting, and it's Hakeem wants Tiana to be at the showcase, and Andre wants Nessa to be at the showcase, and Xavier is going to go with Andre because Andre is his boss. And then Becky says, that's a stupid idea. Why would you want to do that? It's better if blah 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 if you have this person, whatever. And then Jamal said, hold up, listen, Cookie already approved for Tiana to perform at the showcase. And then Andre sees his father, because Andre already knows Cookie and Lucius are at war. So Andre sees his father and says, hey, Lucius, who do you want to be at the showcase? We're having a discussion. Who do you think should be there, Tiana on Nessa. And then Hakeem says Cookie's already approved it. And Lucius goes, oh yeah, well then it's gonna be Nessa. And then Hakeem throws the basketball. He's upset. It's like Hakeem is just a pawn. It's like he never got no power. And Andre is just sitting there. He's just watching. Because Andre is plotting. He is plotting. He's up to no good. So anyways, then we move forward to the parking lot. So now we're in the parking lot, and Shine is getting his name put on the wall. And but before then, we have a scene with Cookie and Angelo, and they're talking, and Angelo is trying to make sure he straightened out this legal mess with him hit and run of a girl. He was drunk driving, and basically he's trying to find the guy that was actually charged with the crime and did some time. And he's talking to Cookie about it. So he tells Cookie, don't worry about me, because don't you got to go see Jamal in rehab, and you got more on your plate, blah, blah, blah. So they kiss, and Angelo's on his way to make sure he clears his name, because he wants to stay mayor, basically. And he wants to still be with Cookie, and he wants to be a force too, because he doesn't want Lucius to think he got power over him. Not going to happen at all. So anyways, we end up at the rehab center. So when we get to the rehab center where Jamal is at, everybody shows up in the family, but Lucius is not present yet. And so Tori Ashley comes out, and Tori Ashley says, oh, hi, Miss Mama Bear herself, and Blase in the third. And she goes, I'm surprised with all the stories that Jamal told me. I'm surprised all your kids not in rehab. And that is a fact. That's true. She spoke straight facts. And so anyways, Hakeem is shitting on the rehab place. He wants to plug his phone in. He wants to show Jamal some new music. Basically, no one's really focused on Jamal's rehab. It's like his rehab ain't even important. They got other shit on their mind, plotting and scheming. So anyways, Lucius does show up. He goes, I'm here for my son. What are you talking about? So Lucius is there for his son or whatever. And he goes, how? And then Lucius says, how my boy doing with his drug addiction that his mother gave him? His mother got him hooked on drugs, basically. So he threw a shot right at Cookie, and Cookie's making it look like, because Cookie has a guilty conscience about it, because she feels bad that she gave Jamal them pills from the sink, from the drain, so he can go and perform on stage or whatever. And I think she's realizing she's just like Lucius as well, and they're using their kids as pawns in their war. They constantly have a war, and this is what turns them on, is war between each other, because they're always having a war or a battle. So anyways, Jamal really wants to go home because he has a melody in his head, and he wants to record it before he forgets it, basically. And he's trying to tell him that he wants to go home. And then Cookie says, I know you're feeling well physically. I know everything is good, but you got to stay here, boy, because, you on them drugs, you're on them narcotics. And then Jamal replies back, oh, Mom, I guess I need to go finish the pills in my drain. Basically throwing a shot at his mom and basically guilting her, making her feel guilty as well, because she gave him drugs to take. And then Cookie goes, I gave you them pills, Jamal, because I saw you was in pain. And then Lucius says, tell the truth. You needed him to perform for you on stage for your boyfriend. That's what you needed him for. And he goes, see, Jamal, your mother had to pick between her boyfriend and her son. And basically, Cookie's quiet. And I know the therapist in the room got to say, this family is fucked up. Once the therapist leaves, she's going to go get high, because she's probably saying there's no hope for Jamal, basically. And anyways, but I also got to say, Hakeem threw a shot at Andre, saying, oh, I guess you know how that feels, being all messed up in the head, basically throwing a shot at Jamal because of mental illness. And throwing a shot at Andre because he had mental illness. So and them two are at war, basically, with their girlfriends, because they want either Vanessa or Tiana to be on top and take over basically. And so now they're at war, and they're all here pretending like they really care about Jamal's rehab. They all have plot schemes and plans, and behind their mind, that's what they're thinking about. So basically, so after that all goes down, Lucia says she had a choice between to choose between her boyfriend and her son, and you know who she chose. And then Cookie goes, "You don't know what he did to Angelo." Because basically Jamal does not know what happened to Angelo and what Lucius did to Angelo, basically trying to mess up his campaign career and his political career, basically. And then we skip to a scene where Thirsty's at the park and he gets a note from a lady or whatever, and I think she's a FBI lady or she's a police lady. And so he gets a note, and then so from the note it has a name on it, and the name is Frank Gathers. You know what I mean? So that means that, okay, there's still somebody left to tell on Lucius, because Lucius killed him. Rita's Gat's father. Lucius killed him while he was in jail. Lucius is a vicious motherfucker. He don't give two shits. But he gives two shits about Cookie and sometimes his sons and everything. So anyways, Thirsty meets up with Lucius to tell Lucius, somebody got a get out of free jail card, and basically it has to do with Frank Gathers, and basically there's somebody out here snitching that's going to be going to the grand jury and going to tell the information, basically. And then Lucius is recounting in his head, who is left to snitch? I killed everybody. Oh, Lucius, remember, there's one motherfucker left. His name is Bam Bam. I can't believe that low down dirty son of a bitch. I took care of his daughter, paid her medical bills when she had leukemia, and she died anyway. And that motherfucker gonna do this? And then Thirsty's like, I'm on my way. And let me must say, Thirsty is a great actor. He's wonderful in this show. It's so amazing to watch him, especially when he was in A Wire as well. He's just absolutely the best, in my opinion. So anyways, Thirsty was like, okay, I gotta go take care of business, boss. And then Lucius stops him and say, hey, just look out what people are saying about, my mom going on stage and Blase in the third. Make sure you keep an eye on that. And I want to say this. Everybody needs a attorney, a lawyer like Thirsty. Everyone needs somebody like Thirsty on their team. For real, for real. So anyways, Shine and Andre meet in the parking lot. And Shine, because they spell it two different ways. Shine is finally getting his name put on the wall in the parking lot, and he was like, they finally spelled my name right. And then Andre shows up and was like, yo, the plan is still on, everything is good. And basically Shine is like, how are you gonna take over Empire when Lucius is coming out with Inferno and he can't be stopped? He's taking over, basically. And so Andre says, I'm gonna kill that motherfucker. So I'm like, whoa, you gonna kill your own father? So, and then, Shine is like, how you gonna do that? And he was like, with our army. And then Shine goes, my army? He was like, I thought they were our army. Your boys are my boys. You know what I'm saying? And he's walking away. Andre's walking away saying, welcome to Empire. Welcome to all the bullshit. Welcome to what we do. Welcome to how we cut throat. Welcome. Basically, you want in? You got in, motherfucker. You in now. So basically, I don't know how this relationship with Shine and Andre is going to work out. You know what I mean? Who's going to turn on who? Who's going to rat out to Lucius? Who's actually going to stick to the plan? Because they're both about their self. But Shine is very street smart, and he knows the business. But Andre is wicked. Very wicked. So we'll see what happens. And so moving on from that, Lucius has a little press conference, and the media wants to know, who is your mother? And then Lucius goes, I know I know all you guys got questions for me and everything, but about my mother, it's a personal matter. But I have a question for you. Who are you going to be voting for? I'd rather you vote for John Means, because he's a good, great guy, and he doesn't have any criminal record, and he doesn't run from the scene of an accident and kill a girl, basically. And he goes, in the name of this girl, I'm going to offer $300,000 cash to anyone that can bring the conviction to Angelo Dubois. So Lucius threw his shot. They're going at it. So Jamal and Tori are at rehab, just sitting and chilling, whatever, and they're talking about how music saved their life, how music put fire and desire into their souls. So they escape from rehab to go record a song. So now we get to the showcase, and Nessa is singing, and she's doing a fantastic job. She looks beautiful, nice outfit, and she's singing. It sounds amazing. And then Cookie shows up to the showcase, and she calls Lucius a fame whore. You got to stay relevant with keeping Angelo's name on your mouth. Dissed him. And then Hakeem comes in out of nowhere, singing and dancing, doing his thing that he always does, which it looked good. It was great. And then who comes in next? Tiana, and she's singing and she's dancing, and guess what? Nessa's mic is cut off, so Hakeem jump on stage, Tiana jumps on stage, and they're singing and they're taking over. Shines in the back was like, hey, do something, Andre. And Andre was like, no, don't worry about it. Nessa got this. She's a pro. Watch. It'll be all fixed in a second. And so after that, Lucius tells Cookie, you might want to make some new plays out of a new playbook, because this shit is getting very old and boring, basically. And Cookie says, I got it lit up in here. I turned this place out because Jamal and Nessa are stars. You see that crowd? You hear them roaring? And then Lucia goes, what? And then Cookie goes, turn up your hearing aid, old man. They be doing it to each other. And so then after the performance is over, they're taking their bows. And Nessa says, bitch, you tried it. I'm not going to beat your ass this time. And then Tiana says, I should beat your ass because you stole the fashion show from me. You know what I'm saying, bitch? I should fuck you up for that. And then Nessa throws Tiana off the stage. And then everyone's saying, break it up. And Shine said, no, don't break them up. Let them fight. He's from the hood. He was like, let my sister get this or whatever. So anyways, Nessa slaps Tiana. Tiana slaps Nessa back. Lucius says, look what you did, Cookie. Now you got this girl getting her ass beat in front of the whole world. Lucius ain't no joke. And Lucius don't even give a fuck about them fighting. Cookie don't really give a fuck about them fighting, because they're just pawns as well. So then Nessa and Tiana started fighting, and then Tiana pulls out Nessa's hair. Then they started rolling over on the ground fighting. And Shine's like, no, don't break it up, and he's stopping everybody from breaking it up. Then then Andre and Hakeem break the fight up, basically. And then Lucius gets, and then in the middle of this, Lucius gets a call letting him know that Jamal has left rehab, because Jamal bounced with Tori Ashley to go record the song or whatever. So then after that, he tells Cookie, and then they go see Major, and they hem him up to the wall, come him a punk ass, bitch, your ass is dead. Where's Jamal? The Major goes, I wasn't his drug supplier. Cookie goes, yes, you was his drug supplier, blase. And he was like, I couldn't see him in pain. I tried to help him. Isn't that the same excuse Cookie used for Jamal, saying that she was just trying to help him because he was in pain? So anyways, Portia runs into the studio room, and she goes, hey, I got a picture of Jamal and Tori leaving. And then Cookie noticed where they're going, and then Lucia says, look at that dirty place. And then Portia says, this is like some crack house. And then Cookie says, you better shut your ass up. you better shut your ass up before I beat that ass up, basically. And it's funny how Cookie knows exactly where that place is, because Cookie is from the streets. She knows where her cubs are at. She's from the streets. She ain't no joke. So this is the part I really like of this show, was when Thirsty and Becky are sitting in a car and Leah is in the back seat, Lucia's mom in the back seat, and you know what I mean. And the cars is sitting in front of a nursing home, and I'm like, damn, why are they sitting in front of a nursing home? You know what I mean? And so then Becky asks Leah in the back seat, "How you doing?" You know, or whatever. And it's just funny how Lucia's mother just has that deranged, crazy, strange, dementia look on her face or whatever. And then Becky calls Xavier a scumbag. And then Leah says, I know how to handle scumbags. Then Thirsty says, yeah, take it easy, mama. I know you do. She does. Because her son's a scumbag. But pay attention that Leah is listening and watching everything and taking notes in her head. And she's knowing all of Lucia's dirt, which in turn, will she use it in the end on Lucius or not? To tell Tariq what's really going on, you know what I mean? So, and you know, Thirsty's like, well, Lucius asked me to babysit his mother, basically. And Becky's like, what the fuck I'm doing here? So then an older lady comes out of the nursing home, and they put her in a car, and Thirsty gives the aide some money or whatever. And as she's getting in the car, Becky turns around and said, hey, Leah, you know her? Leah's like, I don't know her. I don't know her at all. It's so funny. I just thought that scene was hilarious. And then the lady goes, oh, my son. So then she goes, oh, then the lady in the back seat, which is Bam Bam's mother. And then, you know, it rings a bell, and Becky has Bam Bam's mother. You know what I mean? And then so the lady's Bam Bam's mother says, you know, my son's such a wonderful guy. He got me in this nice place, and he's gonna send me to Arizona to a nice assisted living home or whatever. And then Leah says, my son had me locked up in one of them places for 100 years. And she goes, those places are evil. So I just thought that whole scene was just hilarious, just to look. And then Bam Bam's mother looks totally terrified at this point. And then Becky says, I know damn well you don't have me out here kidnapping a bunch of 2 old ladies. I'm not doing no time for this, Thirsty. Then Thirsty says, do I look like I kidnap people? And then Becky goes, yes. And then Thirsty goes, I'm a lawyer. I'm a damn good lawyer. I'm a lawyer. And he's laughing. And then, you know, Becky's like, watch the road. I thought it was really funny, that scene. And then we get up with Cookie and Lucius. They find out where Jamal's at. He's at the studio, whatever. They run up in the studio, and then the doorman is like, the guy sitting down eating Fruit Loops or some Cheerios or whatever, and he ain't saying nothing fast enough, so they throw him on the couch, and all his milk and cereal falls over on him, and they threaten him or whatever. And it was like, oh, Jamal's upstairs. So then Cookie and Lucius goes upstairs. They hear Jamal singing with Tori, and they stop dead in their tracks because the melody is beautiful. It sounds great. And once Jamal looks up and sees Cookie busts in and says, what are you doing here? And then Lucius goes, we're gonna search this place, and there's any drugs, I'm gonna do this or whatever. And then Jamal's like, there ain't no drugs in here. I told you I just want to record music. So do you guys believe Jamal's clean? Do you believe he's clean and he's gonna beat the habit or whatever? So anyways, they end up letting Jamal stay there and record the song. And Cookie's like, I'm gonna stay right here until you're done. I'll take you right home, baby. And so, you know, Tori, Sky, and Cookie gets into it. And Cookie's like, you don't want none of this. And Jamal's like, no, she don't want none of that. Because he knows his mom is crazy. So anyways, Then we get to a scene where this big guy is making burgers. The burgers look like they're not all the way done. And then the bread is made with plain white bread. Like they toast the white bread and they put the burger inside. Like a real back of the woods type of joint. You know what I'm saying? And so anyways, Bam Bam looks up because Bam Bam's on the grill cooking. He's a cook. And he turns around and he sees his mother through the reflection of the window standing next to Thirsty. He goes, "Ma, Ma." And he's running towards the window. And then Lucius says, "Wait, stop. Don't move, motherfucker." And he was like, "Lucius, I'm sorry." He's like, "No, don't talk. Don't say shit." He goes, you know I paid for your daughter, Blase in the third, and you're going to do me like this? So when you get that indictment for the grand jury, you better remember who your friends are. Because I know, because every man has a weakness, and yours happens to be your mother. I even took care of your mother, fool. So anyways, Bam Bam agrees, and he does not testify at all. And then we cut to a scene where you see Thirsty paying off 103.7 WZVX, basically paying them off to say that Xavier was taking kickbacks from them. So, but Thirsty doesn't want to let Becky know what he did, you know what I'm saying? But she probably figures it out. And then, so Becky was like, "How are we going to handle this situation? What about my situation? We've been running around with all these fucking errands and bullshit, blah blah blah." And then he pulls out a gun, and then Becky goes, "I ain't about that life." And he goes, "I know you ain't about that life." He puts the gun in the glove compartment. He goes, "Everything's all well. Mama's back here sleeping. Mama's back there taking notes." Mama's gonna be an incredible witness. So anyways, he goes, "Don't worry, tell me about this. Tell me about this guy, Xavier. Why are you letting him get under your skin?" Becky is like, "It's because he says it's never personal. It's always business. It's always business. And he, threatened to take my job away and fire me if I disagree with him and all that crazy stuff." And so Thirsty goes, "There is one thing. It's always business. But don't ever forget that it's not personal. It's always personal." So basically, Thirsty is schooling Becky. And then cut to a scene with Tariq. I think I said his name right, Tariq. Well, Lucia's brother. And they find out that Bam Bam didn't testify against Lucius. So basically the case is closed, and Tariq is talking to his brother. Tariq is talking to his boss, and his boss is like, "The case is closed. When you have your case hemmed up on one witness, this is what happens." And then Tariq is like, "I got other information. I got other stuff on him." He goes, "It can't be used. It's not credible. It's like tampered evidence because you neglected to tell us that Lucius is your half brother, motherfucker." So Tariq is just looking in the air like, "Okay, what's going on? How am I gonna get this dude? Is Tariq gonna hook up with Sean? Is Tariq gonna hook up with Jamal? Is Tariq gonna hook up with Andre to get information? Or Hakeem, or his dear mother Leah? We'll see." And so then now we get to the meeting. That they're having a big meeting at Empire's headquarters. Everybody's there at the meeting, and Lucius says, let's get to the first thing of business. Xavier, you're fired." And Xavier's like, "What? I'm fired?" And then security comes and drags him out. Before he gets dragged out, he goes, Lucius said, "You've been taking kickback. Let me let this be a warning to everybody. If you steal from me, you won't get off this easy. Next time it'll be worse." And so he's like, "I didn't do that. I wouldn't do that. I've been loyal," basically, or whatever. And so then Thirsty goes, "Just because some people at 103.7 sloppy, we ain't sloppy here." And so now we know that Thirsty set him up. And then I bet Leah gets it now. And I mean, not Leah, and I bet you Becky understands what happened, that Thirsty did take care of business for her. So So she just didn't waste her time riding around with Thirsty. And then Xavier goes, "Wait, Becky, you know me. Tell him who I am. Tell him how good I am. Tell him I'm not this type of person." Becky goes, "I don't know you, fool." So you basically don't bite the hand that feeds you. But you think Becky should have waited before, I mean, really tried to get, well, she didn't know that Thirsty was going to do this, but then isn't it better to get along with the devil that you do know or the devil that you don't know? And so then, um, Cookie, so then, Lucius says, since the A and R position just opened up, I want somebody loyal. I want somebody that got my back. I want somebody that has my DNA. I want somebody that's my muse. I want somebody that's my partner. I want somebody that has always been loyal to me from day one and my biggest critic and my biggest fan. And that's why I think the new AR position should go to Anika. Anika walks in looking drop dead gorgeous as usual. Beautiful dress. And then Cookie looks, everyone looks at Cookie. Everyone's hugging Anika. Welcome. Cookie gets up and she walks away. That hurted Cookie. It's like it hurt Cookie just as bad when Lucius married her last season at Hakeem's wedding, basically. So Anika couldn't testify, basically. So that shit's real. That shit hit to the soul. And so Jamal. So then you get to the scene of Jamal. You get to the scene of Jamal and Cookie watching the news. And because, Jamal doesn't know what Lucius did to Angelo, they're watching the news. And then, Angelo has actually got the guy to say that he served time for a manslaughter charge. And he actually hit this girl. And blah, blah, blah. So Mr. Dubois, isn't that like the name from... Uncle Ruckus on that show? Is not the neighbor's name across the street? Damn, on that show, that cartoon I used to watch. So anyways, after that, Angelo is free and clear. He's back and running. So Angelo got power too. I wonder what kind of power Angelo has, because he's gonna eventually have to go toe to toe again with Lucius Lyon. Can he be as dirty as him, or is Angelo mother can be as dirty as Lucius? We'll see. So anyways, that killed Carla Mills over 20 years ago, so he's free and clear. Jamal is like, wow, I can't believe my dad would do all this for you. Basically saying that Lucius really loves Cookie and want to be with her, and he don't want to see her happy with anybody else. And he loves the war and the fighting they have going on, because they have a sick type of relationship. But they love each other. So anyways, Cookie said, "Are you surprised, Jamal?" And Jamal says, "Always and never." And so Cookie is hitting the glass. She's stinking. So anyways, Cookie asked Jamal, "Are you a dope fiend?" I was like, "No, I'm not, Mom." If I was a dope fiend, I'd be like, "No, I'm not, Mom." So anyways, Lucius, so we cut to Lucius chilling in his office and everything. And Lucius is listening to the music. He's vibing. He's having a good time listening to the music, because he's laying down tracks for his Inferno showcase and album and all that good stuff. So he's just chilling. Then Cookie walks in the door and she has a baseball bat. So Cookie shows up to the office. She has that baseball bat, and then Cookie says, "Look at this gold record right here. I remember this one. I worked on this album 6 months before I went to jail." And then she busts the record because it's hanging on the wall, and she hits it, destroys it. And she goes, "Whose DNA is in this, in that?" Basically, whose DNA is in that album up there on the wall? "My DNA is in that album, motherfucker." And then Lucius And that Lucius, and breaks the pitcher with the baseball bat. And Lucius says, and so then Cookie leaves the room. She exits the room, and Lucius is still there chilling, whatever. He was like, "Oh, she just gonna break that paint and fuck her, basically." Then Lucius says, "You ain't nothing but a hood rat." While he's sitting down in a chair, called her a hood rat, and he likes hood rats. He loves hood rats, actually. So then Cookie's in the other room breaking up shit, and then Lucius hears it. He gets up. He goes, "Oh damn!" He knows this is gonna be a fight. So Lucius gets up. Cookie's in the other room breaking up shit. Cookie says, "Did I tell you I watched you on TV while I was in that dirty, nasty, pitiful rec room while she was up in jail in New Jersey? When Empire first album was in, and she's holding like a trophy. It looks like it's diamond or crystal, and she goes, this is when Empire's first album was inducted into the Music Hall of Fame." And then she throws the award. It hits the ground, and Lucius is just looking. And she will go, and she goes, "Who was your muse for that, motherfucker? Who was your muse for that?" So, but Lucius knew them words and what he said to Cookie was gonna eat her up, because this is war. Remember, they're going toe to toe, blow for blow, and he knew when he did that to Cookie, it was gonna eat her up, because Cookie and Anika go way back. And you know, Cookie still ain't happy that Anika married Lucius and has a baby by Hakeem. So anyways, Lucius says, "You done, bitch? You done, bitch? Are you done yet?" And then Cookie takes the baseball bat. She hits him upside the head. Boom, knocks him out. Hit him on the ground. Boom. Hit him on the ground. Hit him with that bat. He falls to the ground. And his blood is coming out his head. He's just laying on the floor like a infant, like in the fetal position. Basically, his weak moment. Like, Cookie is the only woman that can bring him down, that can bring him to this lowest point. Even though he tried to bring her to her lowest point, and he did, but she came out swinging. So, anyways, Cookie says, "Do you remember this one? I was sending you records back and forth from prison while you work on them on the outside. Do you remember that? You remember that, motherfucker?" And she busted up and she breaks it. And she's like, "Was I your muse for that?" And at this point, Lucius is on the ground. Cookie is busting out like the doors or windows, because everything is glass. And Lucius rolls over on the glass. He cuts his hands and shit because he's trying to get up to grip it. And then when they go up, then Lucius is going up. Cookie goes upstairs to the elevator, and there's a security guard. He's standing. He's at the desk. He don't know what to do, because he know it's Mrs. Lyons or whatever. And so as Lucius is walking past security, "Go home, take the night off. I'm gonna handle this shit. This crazy bitch, whatever." Security's out. He was like, "Yes, I got the night off with pay." So anyways, so Lucius is following her upstairs and everything, and she goes to him, "You know, so whose DNA is running all up in this place? I did 17 years for you. I helped you build all these albums and these songs." And she goes, "This album right here wasn't shit, and all the critics said it wasn't shit, because you know what? That's when you stopped visiting me. That's when you stopped coming to see me. You tried to do it on your own, and it flopped." And then she busts that one up, basically. And then she's hitting everything with the bats or whatever. And then and she goes, she goes, "You know, it's fucked up," basically. And she goes, "What you trying to do? Erase me? You trying to erase me out? You trying to forget that I ever exist? You trying to forget I started this? Do you trying to forget I put my blood and sweat and tears and did 17 years behind bars?" And then she goes, "So whose DNA is running all up in this place?" And then Lucy's chasing after her, and then she goes, "I thought lions roar," and she goes, "Then roar, motherfucker, roar." And then that's when Lucius gets up and he's chasing her. He's ready. Basically, he's ready to get that cookie. And so, and she goes, I am the mother of your 3 sons. I gave you 3 sons. I even had a miscarriage, motherfucker. I even had a miscarriage. I gave you the most important thing. 3 sons, 3 heirs. And I lost one, bitch. Basically, so he's following her, and she she was like, so she said, follow me, motherfucker. So show me whose DNA is running all up in these walls, all up in Empire. Basically, don't try to race me, don't try to throw me out. Basically, she said, roar, motherfucker, roar. And this time she's mad. And then Cookie is beating up the piano. And the piano is like an omen. It means something to them. And then, Jamal is playing the piano at home. And then Cookie and Lucius is making out on the piano or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And then Cookie stops. She goes, I told you I was done with you. And I meant that. And she walks off. But when Lucius come in after Cookie in the office where the piano's at, he steps on a picture that's broken and busted up on the ground with him and Anika. Is that to show that him and Anika gonna break up? Is that to show that Anika has skin between them? Is it gonna show that Anika really has the power? Because now she's in Lucius' business. She's an A&R person. What is Anika gonna do? That means danger. And Lucius looked down at the picture. And it's an omen to him. And as Cookie leaves the building after she makes out with Lucius, she steps on the picture and she looks down. What is Anika gonna do to the lions? Because she ain't done. So we cut to Jamal and you hear the teapot go, ooh, make that loud noise. It's an omen. Shit's about to happen. Shit's about to stir up. It's about to get real up in this bitch. And who's gonna come on top? Who's going to win? Who's going to be destroyed behind this? And I think Jamal realized when he was at his rehab meeting with his family that there's really no love there. Like, he's being used. All of them are being used. And their mom and dad game. And I think he sees it and he knows it now. What is Jamal going to do? Is Andre really going to kill his father? Or is he going to get killed trying to kill his father? Is Shine gonna snitch? Is Nessa gonna turn her back on Andre and set him up? Because she's loyal to her brother. So we shall see. Anyways, can you guys please subscribe to my YouTube channel and like the video? Empire's back.